Hi, my name is Nate Thomas and I am from Georgetown, Indiana, and I'm 12 years old and I'm 1 year into motocross, and Moto Academy has helped me improve my skills a lot.
Hello, Albert here with Doug, aka Bear. Yes, Bear and Doug are the same dog. We just have nicknames for him. And Daniel. And by the way, man, this is going to be a big deal because right at the beginning of the video, I never even shout out my own stuff. Daniel has a YouTube channel now.
Oh.
So, subscribe. What's your YouTube channel?
Daniel Evans.
Daniel Evans.
You'll link in the description, right?
I suppose. I'll link it in the description. Also, make sure you subscribe to the Moto Academy. If you're a part of the Moto Academy, make sure that you guys send in your video intros like the one you saw at the beginning of this video if you want to be featured. What we're going to do today is simple. B-class rider, electric versus gas, and pro rider, electric versus gas, on a 250F versus Alta. We're going to ride the two head-to-head and show you guys lap times and let you know our feedback on both. Because why not? We got rain last night. It should be like all time. Did you groom anything?
Everything.
Oh, you did? Did you get rid of that deep rut or did you leave it still?
Left it.
Okay. But everything else is groomed?
Yeah, like, do you remember like the huge hole in the double-double
Yep.
out of the rut? Like, that's all fixed up.
Okay.
Pretty much every single face has been touched.
Solid. Yeah, it looks mint. Looks real good. All right. Let's hit it. I'm just curious to see, because I feel fast on the Alta, but it's hard to tell because you can't hear the bike. The tire burning up makes it sound like you're going a million miles an hour, but I'm not sure. So this will be a test. First two laps he's going to do in 2022. And just ride like fast, but not like ridiculous. What cracks me up is how obvious it is that Daniel's been one of my students since day one. Feet on the pegs, attack position looks really good, like, makes me proud. Alright, so your first lap was a 56.7, and then your second lap was a 55.9. So 55.9, time to beat. Do you know what a good lap time for you normally is?
Not that, it's faster, it's like a 52.
Oh, so those are kind of slow? Okay, so 55.9, time to beat, lean that thing up, and then hop right on this. Alright, let's see it. so much wheel spin. Whoa! That's where it'll get you. Look at that. Oh my God. Whoa.
It's so scary.
It's hard to ride with that stiff stuff, isn't it?
And it's like, I don't like it.
Well, and with it being a little greasy in spots, doesn't it get sketchy?
Oh, that's why it freaks me out.
Okay, so there's definitely two things holding the Alta back right now. The bald tire is definitely treacherous on the Alta because the thing just gets wheel spin like unbelievable.
I think I'm gonna die.
It also has Supercross suspension on it, so it's not forgiving. Like when you impact jumps or braking bumps or even in corners, it's just so stiff. I have a feeling, I have a hunch on what's gonna happen in this lap time comparison. Him riding this versus the KTM and then me riding that versus the KTM. I think I got the Alta a bit more figured out than Daniel does, and I'm used to Supercross suspension. But yeah, it's not easy to ride, right?
It's scary.
It's actually really difficult. Even like I saw you on this little step down, like you were afraid to even go off that because it's just fishtailing the whole time. Lap 1 was a 1 minute 0.3. Lap 2 was a 102.1. So your best lap was 5 seconds faster on the KTM.
I'm like shaking around this bike. I'm so scared.
Okay, so say why. Say what you like and dislike about this bike and what you like and dislike about the KTM.
This might just be because of the rear tire being shot, but like as soon as you want to get on the gas, the thing just wants to fishtail everywhere, and it's like I can't find traction anywhere. So like in 3 jumps, I want to say I started to slide on the face, and it's like you don't know where you're going to grab traction or where you're going to brake. But again, that could just be the tire. Yep. I like the suspension.
Oh, you do?
As weird as that sounds, it's just so forgiving. Like I cased the crap out of that because I got wheel spin in the turn before, and it's like it just feels like you're hitting braking bumps on an outdoor bike. It's so like just forgiving and big jumps. Braking bumps, it sucks, obviously, because it's so stiff. Power is not, I don't really like the power too much. It's just like
all or nothing.
Right. Where there you give it full throttle in second gear, it's like you have all of second gear. This bike, you have full throttle, you're as fast as this bike will go. The wheel is spinning as fast as the bike will possibly go, so it's scary.
So if you had to choose one bike or the other, which one would you choose?
I would be curious with a good tire, but as it sits right now,
yep,
for sure KTM.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, my turn. Let's see if I feel the same. Well, felt pretty good. Am I allowed to see my time yet? Not yet.
Are you? No, not yet.
Okay. You got them both accurate?
Yep. Very, very close in time.
What, the both last
Yeah.
ones? They felt identical, so. Okay. GoPro still running?
You never turned it on. No, you didn't.
Oh. Okay, so I won't say anything yet. The only thing I will say is definitely not easy going back and forth between these bikes, right? Holy cow, especially getting onto this one. Oh boy. You just have to have crazy throttle control on this thing. It's so easy to get excited. Oh, it's so bad in this stuff here because of the suspension. God, it's so slippery there. Whoa. Okay, I felt very consistent as far as the 2 laps I did in this. I'd say were very comparable to each other. 2 laps on the KTM were very comparable to each other. I wasn't riding 100%, but I'd say that was like 85, like aggressive enough to be able to tell the difference. There's a couple corners on this bike that are so treacherous right now. This left-hander before the step down, this one was fine. It was that one that had a little bit of moisture in it. And then the right-hand rut, exiting that before the little double-double. As soon as you see a little bit of moisture, forget about it. This bike just lights it up and spins. To be honest, I would say the times on both bikes they've got to be close. But it's so hard to judge. Okay, I'm gonna guess which one I was faster on. I'm guessing I'm faster on this.
By how much?
Half a second, maybe.
All right, you ready? You're dead on. 0.5 seconds faster on that.
No way.
To the 10th.
Really?
Yep.
So what were the times?
So you had, on the KTM, you had a 52.1 on both.
Really?
And then on the Alta, you had a 51.3 and a 51.4.
Wow.
That's a pretty big difference.
So I was faster both laps on this bike?
Yep.
That's crazy to me. And you were significantly slower. So I guess that, what do we learn from this?
Nothing.
Don't know. We learned nothing. Just like most of my videos, we learn nothing. I would say what that tells us is that it's probably easier for a higher level rider to adapt to the change back and forth. But also, like, this bike suits my riding style to a T, right? I don't use the clutch, I don't rev the bike, and you ride the same way. It's just, I don't think you're experienced yet, quite yet enough to like be able to make that jump back and forth as easy as 100%. I do. Because what you can learn on this bike is that when you accelerate, you can be easy with the throttle. It doesn't have to be a light switch. I think we're so used to always just wah, wah on these bikes and even on the 2-strokes. When you get to this, you can really monitor that throttle. Like coming out of this left-hander here, I was probably 15 to 20% throttle until I knew for sure that I was gonna hook up, and then I would ramp it up to like 60% throttle, but I was never fully on it. And then as soon as you start to break loose, if you back down a tiny bit from that, you can kind of get it to get traction again. It's all in the wrist. It is all in like making sure that your throttle control is good. That's crazy. So I was faster, you were slower. And if I had to choose one bike out of these two, that's a tough question because I do have a lot of fun on that bike.
What about at like a Supercross race if you had a choice?
Between a stock KTM 250F, let's say that's sprung for Supercross.
Yep.
So stock KTM 250 sprung for Supercross versus an Alta sprung for Supercross. I'd pick an Alta. I think I'd be faster. Imagine the torque out of the turn, like to get speed into a whoop section, but then trying to get traction in a whoop section, like, oh, I don't know. I would have to try it. I'm gonna try it a lot this winter. So when I'm down south doing my Supercross prep, you guys, I'm gonna bring this bike with me. So I'll have a chance to compare it to my 250F race bike and practice bike. I could be totally wrong, but we learn nothing, just like usual. Subscribe to Daniel's channel, Daniel Evans. That's all it is, Daniel Evans.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, subscribe to my channel if you want. We've been in a YouTube slump the past couple weeks, so subscribe. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be wonderful. And all right, I'm gonna go shoot a little podcast and toodaloo. And then as soon as you start to break loose, if you back down a tiny bit from that, you can kind of get it to get traction again. It's all in the wrist. It is all in like making sure that your throttle control is good. That's crazy. So I was faster, you were slower. And if I had to choose one bike out of these two, that's a tough question because I do have a lot of fun on that bike.
What about at like a Supercross race if you had a choice?
Between a stock KTM 250F, let's say that's sprung for Supercross.
Yep.
So stock KTM 250 sprung for Supercross versus an Alta sprung for Supercross. I'd pick an Alta. I think I'd be faster. Imagine the torque out of the turn, like to get speed into a whoop section, but then trying to get traction in a whoop section, like, oh, I don't know. I would have to try it. I'm gonna try it a lot this winter. So when I'm down south doing my Supercross prep, you guys, I'm gonna bring this bike with me. So I'll have a chance to compare it to my 250F race bike and practice bike. I could be totally wrong, but we learn nothing, just like usual. Subscribe to Daniel's channel, Daniel Evans. That's all it is, Daniel Evans.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, subscribe to my channel if you want. We've been in a YouTube slump the past couple weeks, so subscribe. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be wonderful. And all right, I'm gonna go shoot a little podcast and toodaloo.